Hi, you're watching Current Issues. My name is Vineet Malhotra. After demonetization, international media seems to be in bewilderment. It fails to slot India into one single philosophy. Will demonetization encourage socialism or capitalism? There are, of course, mixed reactions amongst all sections of the society. The rich and the poor alike, the producer and the worker, all the same. On Current Issues today, we will go beyond rhetorics and politics and understand that how demonetization will affect not just the Indian society but India in the global economy as well. Also, in these 50 days of demonetization, has the opposition been able to find out the loopholes, and has the government been able to address the issues which the common man is facing? Let's delve into this debate and introduce our guest. With me in the studio is Sharad Kohli, economist. Very soon to be joining us, Somnath Bharti, leader of the Aam Aadmi Party, Ashish Sood, General Secretary of the BJP. Mohammad Khan of the Congress will also be with us. Mohammad, thank you so much for joining us. I can already see you. Okay, Sharad, let's begin with you. You are the closest to me. Okay, and at the start of the show, let me read out an idiom by Groucho Marx, and he says that while money can't buy happiness, it certainly lets you choose your own form of misery. Sharad, let's begin by this idiom, and I want you to tell me what is your synopsis, what is your compendium, if we can use that big word, of the 50 days of demonetization that have passed us by.
Well, I'll pick up the idiom which you said, Vineet, which is if money can buy you misery. Well, it was indeed buying misery. You know, the 14 lakh crores which has landed in the bank, where was this money is the big question till now, which somebody has to answer. Now, where was this money? This money was in thin air. It was under circulation. It was not on record. It was part of the shadow economy. Major part of it was a parallel economy, and so on and so forth. So definitely money was getting misery there. Today we are in a situation where out of the 15 lakh 40,000 crores, 14 lakh crores is in the bank. That is effect number one. Second effect, quite a substantial part of this money is black money, which will be unearthed over a period of time. So when we target black money, we need to look at three things. We need to look at generation of black money. We need to look at preservation of black money. And we need to look at the spending of black money.
What about concealment of black money?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I meant by preservation. Preservation of, I'm being more refined by calling it preservation.
Or more discreet rather.
So now this problem, this demonetization has hit all three. I'll tell you how. When you talk of generation, there is not enough cash in the economy right now. So the generation of cash, black money gets checked automatically. Preservation, concealment, as you said. The raids being conducted, and the fact that the old notes have to be compulsorily deposited by 30th September, that checks the concealment of black money. Let's not go into the new cash, because new cash has been done in collusion with a handful of bankers. Spending of black money. Now this, I'm sure government has got some arms up its sleeves, which it is going to enforce to ensure that this black money is not spent and generated in future. So having said that, the black money per se was giving the misery to the economy, and from the idiom which you just spelt out, it was indeed true that the black money was at the root cause. The other things, the other benefits which came along, checking of the terrorist funding, counterfeit money.
That's been taken care of. That's been definitely taken care of. Mohammad Khan of the Congress Party. Welcome to the show, Mohammad. And let's go through some of the sectors which have definite numbers to report in terms of losses. Reality. 50% fall in real estate prices. FMCG, Mohammad Khan, I hope you can hear me. 30% decrease in sales. Footwear, 25% drop just in the last month. Okay, cash on delivery goods, 15 to 20%. I hope Mohammad Khan can hear me. All right, wedding chaos. A lot of weddings have been even postponed. Okay, mobiles sales are straight down by almost 55 to 60%, Mohammad Khan, and this is not something which is from the top of my head. These are definite numbers. What does demonetization spell out for you?
Well, I think you've spelled it out in excellent and comprehensive detail, Vineet ji. The fact is that every sector, whether it be organized or unorganized, has felt the impacts of demonetization. I'll tell you what we have said from the very outset. This is a poorly thought out and badly implemented scheme, right? They keep trying and making this about a holier than thou attitude, that they're combating black money and so on and so forth. Nobody has any objections with that. In fact, our leader Rahul ji has come out repeatedly and said, we stand with you insofar as you are against corruption and black money. But the problem is, whenever we've tried to draw attention to the fact that people are losing their jobs, Varanasi, Saharanpur, Muradabad, West Bengal, जरदोजी के काम जो लोग करते हैं, पीतल की इंडस्ट्री में जो लोग काम करते हैं, they've lost their jobs by the tens of thousands. This government refuses to acknowledge that, and when you refuse to acknowledge you have a problem, that is a worrying sign. Number two, the repeated changes, 132 changes at last count, which resulted in what? The second amendment, the second finance amendment bill, which was presented in Parliament, which said that this is essentially a VRS scheme. You deposit your money, you will get 55% taken off the top as tax, and the rest you can get back in 4 years. Now, Vinitji, to our mind, this seems like a sham, right? Most of the money has come back. We don't have any data on how much of the money that has been deposited was actually fake, because if you remember at the very outset, in fact I remember a debate on News World India only, where the BJP spokesperson was saying the problem of fakes is far greater than we anticipate. So therefore, if 14 lakh crores have come back, by your own numbers, the fake notes must be a substantial amount. Shouldn't you disclose that, right?
Okay.
You haven't yet. Number two, we don't know how many notes were printed after March 2016. We don't know that. This whole 15 lakh crore ka jo ankada hai, that comes till the last is available from the last financial year. So therefore you have to publish data on that as well. Vinitji, this government is one that avoids questions like the plague. I think somebody very rightly said a strong institution not only stands up to questions, it welcomes them. But these people, other than calling people Deshdrohi or corrupt, etc., have not answered a single question so far. We don't know where the economy is going. According to the BJP, every spokesperson that I've had the privilege of debating has always maintained things are fantastic. Of course, there are people dying, but that's the cost of development.
Okay.
Which brings me to my my next point, and I'll conclude with this so you can give the other panelists also a chance.
Right.
95 people have died as a direct consequence of demonetization. That is a terrible, terrible reflection of how badly this government has implemented this scheme. And more will continue to lose their lives. But the government has to first wake up and acknowledge, Vinitji, that they have a problem which they haven't done till date.
Okay. Okay. Ashish Sood from the BJP is also joining us. Sir, thank you for being here. As always, it's good to have you. Sir, I'm going to read out some excerpts from the international media and how they have reacted to demonetization, sir. And this in no way is a subjective opinion. I am just quoting what other newspapers have observed. Some of it is good, some of it is also not that good. The Guardian goes on to say that the rich will not suffer, as corruptly acquired fortunes have almost all been converted to shares, gold and real estate. The New York Times, sir, talks about demonetization in great detail, and they say cash is king in India. It is used in an estimated 78% of transactions, compared with 20% in industrialized countries like Britain and the United States. So hence it is not a good idea. Bloomberg goes on to say, sir, it's become clear that the government was simply too cavalier in its planning. The Herald goes on to say, sir, the currency note is a promise that must be kept whatever the circumstances, and this is a promise which was not kept. The Washington Post, sir, goes on to say that Narendra Modi's initiative is very ambitious and in keeping with the election time to vote and initiate a crackdown and bring back black money. They have hailed this decision, and Forbes also goes on to say that it's probably working and it's a clever plan and it has been done in a nice way. So, sir, we've been getting mixed reactions from the foreign media, sir. 50 days of demonetization have been completed. What will it take for the BJP, to make some of its non-believers understand that this was a virtuous move? In specific, Mr. Mohammad Khan.
Look, there are political parties who take out the who take up the opinion made by the foreign media subjectively. There are times when the media is lauding the moves of the government, the Prime Minister, then they take a different view, and presently they may take a different view. I was listening to what your other guest was talking about losing of jobs and other things. The government at the very outset has made it clear that this may create an impact on the market, on the business, on the trade for the first quarter. You will be surprised to know, barring Tripura, last month the VAT has increased in all the states of the country. The statistics which is coming that so many people are losing jobs, the trade is down. On the other hand, there is a statistics presented by the states, which has been collected by from the states, all the states of the country. Barring Tripura, the VAT has increased, the collection of VAT has increased all over the country. So we have to be guarded in our reaction when some steps to improve the economy are taken up, when some steps to curb the corruption and other malpractices in the country is taken up. There may be some problems to the citizens, and government is sensitive to that. That is why when they allege that there have been so many changes, this government is not like ostrich who takes his head inside. We are understanding the problems of the people, the needs of the people. We are changing the process.
Okay.
Who has done the demonetization? Do you expect demonetization to be done in informing well in advance to the stakeholders or the people, or to the people who have hoarded lot of money? Out of these 15 lakh crores, only the data of the previous governments provided by the previous governments.
Not listen to any criticism.
You very well know
They will not
that the
tolerate any
currency
voice other
notes.
than these 4 points of Modiji's
Just let me
great
make
grand
my
scheme.
point. I am making a very important point. Just let me make my point, please.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Only 9 lakh crores of the currency notes printed were in circulation. These are and where was that balance amount out of 15 lakh crores? That was within the confined by few individuals, thousands of individuals, the black marketeers, the hoarders. That money, when it is coming out, and this is not my data, this is not the BJP's data, this is the data compiled by the Reserve Bank of India all these years when they have been printing all these notes.
Okay, let's also get in Mr. Somnath Bharti of the Aam Aadmi Party. Mr. Bharti, thank you so much for joining us. Sir, we are discussing 50 days of demonetization. There have been over 60 amendments since the initiative was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on November the 8th. I also read out a few articles by international dailies on how they have reacted to the process of demonetization. Not everybody is hailing it, but some people are praising the bold move to curb black money, and end terrorism. What is your perspective, sir, in retrospect? It's been 50 days. What does this spell out for you?
See, I have not heard my co-panelists what they have said so far, but what I understand, that surely the manner and mode in which it was originally talked about when Honorable Prime Minister on 8th of November at 8 o'clock in the evening, he said that he's going to be curbing black money in this process. Partly it sounded very good. But second portion of that, when he said that 2,000 rupee note is going to be brought out, we understood that the entire thing is a facade and a fraud. And then he claimed that it's going to be fixing terrorism, it's going to be fixing counterfeiting of notes, it's going to be fixing black money. And then what has happened in the last 50 days, over 100 people have died, many marriages got broken, no money has been recovered significantly. The small traders, the farmers, people are all now absolutely not finding situations how to express themselves. 4 lakh people have lost jobs. The laborers have gone back to their villages. From Punjab till Kerala, and I'm in charge of Aam Aadmi Party Kerala, that's what I'm telling you. Till Kerala, the laborers have gone back to their villages. So the entire economy has come to a standstill. Things are now becoming from bad to worse. International media has come very heavy on this.
Right.
What is he trying to achieve by this? 10th of November, just a moment. 10th of November, I remember Honorable Prime Minister said that अगर हमारा ये फैसला गलत पाया जाए तो मुझे चौराहे पे खड़ा करके जो फैसला देंगे आप वो मान्य होगा. Now what is he trying to say? So much of dramatics, so much of lies has been spoken to the nation. For what? To extend help to whom? Whom is he trying to benefit?
Okay.
The crony capitalists who are hiding behind Prime Minister and they're running the government, They're doing everything for their own purposes. Entire nation is in chaos.
Bharti,
People are dying.
Mr. Bharti,
Traders are dying. Farmers
There
are
has
dying.
been
The
a
entire situation
scam
in the
of
nation is
8
so
crore
grim.
rupees
People are
in
very,
DTC.
very,
Whom were we trying to
upset
help?
on the entire thing.
DTC
We are
deposited
leading almost
8
towards
crores
riots.
of rupees after 7 days of demonetization in 500 and 1000 rupee denomination. Whom were you helping?
Sood Sahab, how much has the BJP deposited? How much has the BJP
Gentlemen,
deposited
DTC
after
is a
November 8th?
government
Why are you
body
not sharing that
and
data
you
with
have
us?
got the
Okay,
message.
we
I
cannot
challenge
get
you
into a
here.
blame game.
Find
Mohammed
out.
Khan and
Challenge
Mr.
you
Sood,
earlier also.
this is
It
not
is
about
shown-
cherry
it
picking
shows the unholy
your
alliance
own
between
thoughts
the
about what the other
Congress
party has
and
done.
Aam Aadmi Party.
Willingness.
8 crores
Go
of this is the
investigate.
biggest scam,
Why don't you
and you are
investigate?
protecting the
We are not
scam.
Robert Vadera.
The Congress
We are
protects
not Rahul
scam.
Gandhi. Don't try
8
to scare
crore
us.
rupees being
Okay.
changed. This is how
Okay,
the
let's-
Congress
let's
and the
knock some-
Aam Aadmi Party have been doing it.
Doing till
If
now.
BJP has deposited, if
What
BJP
were you
has
doing till now?
deposited, it is all in the
crore
public
scam.
domain. The
And you are
banks,
sitting
the
idle.
banks are open
And
to
I will in your
scrutiny.
case, I would have
Banks
been
are
taken
open to
care of.
everything.
You don't have the guts.
Okay, there seems to be some problem with Mr. Somnath
8
Bharti's audio.
crore रुपए भारती
Sharad
जी
Kohli.
किसके बदले थे?
Sharad Kohli, economist and financial analyst and thinker. Onions were sold for ₹1 per kg in wholesale markets in MP's Nimuch. Mandsaur this week saw tomatoes being sold for ₹2 per kg in Andhra Pradesh, and Chandigarh. A kilogram of cauliflower fetched just ₹3 in Bihar, and potatoes cost 3 to 5 kilograms in wholesale markets in UP. All right, the market is down by 30 to 50%, and the consumer demand is at an all-time low. I'm not saying you are a supporter
this
of
is the season when
demonetization,
the
but these are
vegetables are already
these are
cheaper.
some objective facts which I've read in the newspaper. I don't know
So let me-
how you react to that, but this is not my opinion. This is something which has been reported from these states.
Now let me answer.
And this is a fallout of demonetization.
See, as an economist, Vineet, I cannot deny the numbers which you're sharing right now. Definitely because of the cash crunch, there was a surplus supply when people didn't have money to buy in their pocket for some time. But I can also supplement your statement, Vineet, with another data which I have with me. I was just with the head of the CAIT, the Confederation of the All India Traders Association, and he informed me that when this demonetization started on 8th November, there was an 80% fall in the overall trade, which has now improved to 50%. So we can already see the signs of improvement. Let's not forget, Vineet, this was an unprecedented move. Something at this scale was never done before. 86% of the currency sucked away from the market for the good. This was never done before. So a reaction like this, a knee-jerk reaction like the prices which you are quoting, is definitely not surprising. But we need to see the long term. You know, if you start looking, if you have a problem of long sightedness, and if you start wearing a glass which has got short sighted solution, definitely you will not be able to see. So we need to be looking at a long term benefit, and mind you, the long term benefit is not PD.
How about wearing bifocal lenses?
No, bifocal lens, unfortunately there is no such solution available as bifocal lenses. So we are looking at a long term solution, and the long term is not PD. We are looking at long term just a few months away from now. But it has cleansed up. It has resulted in a reboot of the system.
Let me
Who
go.
would accept? No, before you say, just my last question to critics, not in a political sense, that who supports 90% of the economy being run on cash? I mean, who supports that? Is what I fail to understand. How can somebody support 90% of the economy being run on cash? The world media, which you referred to in the beginning, they laugh at the country. The emerging markets which are there, even the OECD guidelines say that the tax to GDP percentage for emerging markets, some of the poorest countries, is 21%, whereas India's is 16%. Not even 4% people pay tax. So how can we say that 90% cash circulation beneath is a good situation to be in?
Mohammed Khan, if you're still with me, I'm going to read out a few numbers to you as well. And then, of course, we'll go to Mr. Sood of the BJP and try to get his reaction. These are not my opinions. These are just excerpts which have appeared in various dailies, and my team and our researchers have picked them out to have a healthy and a balanced debate, Mohammed. The more than 31.9 million people employed in the textile sector or government sectors have not been getting wages. There is no way to authenticate this, but 94% of India's jobs lie in the informal sector, and they have been hit hard the most. Mohammed Khan.
You're right. Yeah, Vinitji, first of all, this is a reality that's unfolding before us. My learned colleague and friend, Mr. Sharad Kohli, just spoke right now of long-term impact and hindsight, short-termism, right? But the truth is, sir, there's nothing evident in the government's steps that they have a long-term plan. In fact, everything reeks of a short-termist policy and short-termist gains. The fact is, they didn't anticipate the job loss that would happen. They didn't anticipate the fallouts. They didn't anticipate the scarcity of cash to be distributed into the economy. Second thing, sir, I as a layman fail to understand this Indianism called black money. It seems to exist only in India. Once cash exists and it is out in the economy, isn't it put back into the economy in some form or the other? Won't somebody or the other end up paying tax on it at some point?
No, not really.
I think the fact that this was, and in a country like India, and Sharad said just one thing. The reason why I think this, you would know better than me. Well, Sharad sir, one thing I would say is this. When you have a country which grapples with financial inclusion, you don't have access to banks in large-scale rural areas, right?
This is Manmohan economics, boss. This is not economics
then
for the country.
automatically it has to be, then automatically they have no choice but to use cash, right? When they're not, when they're unbanked and they don't have access to these centers or ATMs or points of sales, they have no choice but to fall back on cash.
Okay, let Sharad react to what Mohammed said. Then we go to Mr. Sood for his reaction.
Let me answer your question.
I want to hear your
let's go to Sharad and then we go to Mr. Sood for his reaction, and then of course Mr. Bharti.
Very brief, Mohammed. See, when the cash is not, when the cash is cash and it is there, it is not leaving a trail behind it. That cash is not getting recorded. People who are dealing in cash, Mohammed, let's leave out the laborers and let's leave out the lower strata of the society. But the people who are dealing in cash, obviously they have a hidden intention behind that not to bring it on record. Mohammed, tell me, haven't you heard the traders talking कि आप कितना profit दिखाते हैं, आप कितना return दिखाते हैं? What does that what is that statement? This means you have a choice of showing what you want to declare to the taxes, and you have a choice of not disclosing whatever you want to. Why can't we function like a developed country where whatever is in the system you have to disclose? You don't have a choice कि आप कितना दिखाना चाहते हैं, आप कितनी return file करना चाहते हैं. So that is the cash that we are talking about.
That is, has demonetization curbed that?
No, because when there is no illegitimate cash, Mohammed, how will
Mr. Somnath Bharti wants to come in. Mr. Bharti,
the rot spread by the Congress cannot be curbed. And moreover, Congress and Aam Aadmi Party all these days since the demonetization has been trying to create a fear psychosis in the minds of the people. Aam Aadmi Party in Azadpur Sabji Mandi had given a statement, the CM had given a statement that there will be riots in the city and in the country. And since the day one, the Congress has been trying to create that there will be a great job loss. You go to the markets, you take the data from the VAT departments and other departments of the various states.
So, sir, if you can't
there
see
was
the
a
job
problem
loss, then it
in
only
the
reflects the fact that you're myopic
initial
and
days,
you're not able to see outside
and
your
slowly
chamber
the
and your
business is
reality.
coming to the normal. You go to the markets, you will find.
okay. Mr. Bharti, you wanted to come in, you wanted to respond to what Mr. Sood
There are
said.
still 50
This
people
is
in every
this
ATM
is your
line,
turn. Mohammed, we'll come back to you. Mohammed, we'll come back to you. You've had your chance to speak, Mohammed. Let Mr. Bharti come in now. Mr. Bharti, go ahead.
Vinit, I don't understand that how come the BJP is living double standards. Look at the way they speak and look at the way they behave. You know, Janardhan Reddy's daughter's marriage happened in Karnataka, which was it was told to us it costed around 500 crores. Similarly, senior leaders of
why
BJP
are you talking about Karnataka? You reply about those 8 crores.
What I'm
money
saying,
did you convert?
What I'm saying,
Mr. Sood, let him finish. Mr. Sood, I'll
What
come
I'm
back to
saying,
you for a reaction, sir.
Again, don't
Mr.
deviate.
Sood,
You mean to
Mr.
say,
Sood,
Mr.
sir,
Sood,
we
all
will
these
come back to you
days
for a
not
reaction,
with
sir.
Mr. Sood,
Let
how
Mr.
do you
Bharti
know?
Kindly
conclude
do
his
not
statement,
deviate.
sir. Mr. Bharti.
Please do not deviate.
Mr.
Let
Bharti
me
is uttering
respond
lies.
to
He's-
Mr. Sood.
Okay,
He's
sir, I
deviating
will
from
give
the
you an
main issue.
opportunity
Your
to
DTC
respond to
Who is
those
the
lies if
authority?
there
What
are
is
any.
his relation with the BJP?
Vinay, please
What
let
is
me
his
respond
relation with the
Mr.
BJP?
Sood, sir.
How
Please
can
let
he
me
say
respond to
Janardhan
Mr.
Reddy is
Sood's
a BJP
observation.
man?
Mr. Sir,
May I
Mr.
just
Sood,
respond
sir,
to
you're
Mr.
holding up the
observation?
debate, sir. Let Mr. Bharti
Vinay,
finish, then I will come
Vinay,
back to
once
you, sir.
again.
You will get an opportunity to reply in kind.
Let me, yeah. Mr. Sood, just give me 30
Where are those
seconds.
why-
Let me
who- for
respond to
whom
your
they have changed
comment
8 crore
first.
rupees?
If at all Mr. Sood believes if at all Mr. Sood believes that there is a scam in DTs of worth 8 crores, what is his ED doing? What is his income tax doing? What is the CBI department doing? Be it the government which handed over the entire case to CBI, but there is no case coming out of it. Had we been having any investigating agency, we would have put you behind the bar.
This shows that you
We would have put you behind the bar. Let me tell you this frankly.
You are a party of money
Do
launderers.
not deviate the topic. You are so insensitive.
Wrong
You are so
returns
insensitive.
Wrong
that
returns
you
with
are
the
so insensitive
income tax department.
that you are not
when
at all
income tax
bothered about
departments come into
hundreds
picture,
of people dying
people
because
like
of
you
your
and your
so-called
party
demonetization.
start saying that
Demonetization.
Okay, well, this is none of this is making any sense. None of this is making any sense. Let me go to Sharad again, and of course we will take conclusive remarks from our guests before we end the show. Mr. Bhati, I'll come back to you. Sharad, you know, a lot of amendments have been made since November the 8th. That was the day demonetization was officially launched. And you know, this is the fear of the unknown is probably what is, you know, making the common man, you know, in some sort of a discomfort. And now the next target is also going to be Benami property. Do you feel that the way, you know, the intimidation, you know, has spread across the entire country, that is the reason there seems to be some doubt over the virtues of demonetizations, though financial experts and economists like you have hailed it, but it's just the way, it's just a wave of fear that's come along with it that's probably causing all this debate and this problem?
No, because if we've heard the Prime Minister also that, you know, the government, if it is sensitive, and there were two reasons. One, people tend to be smarter sometimes. They try and bypass whatever is the announcement, that they find ways and means to get past the provision. Second is that the government has to be sensitive to two things. One, to the consumers, and other to the supply of the currency for that matter. Then one closing remark, Vineet, before I sign off and you go to the other panelists for closing remarks, that when it comes to the economy picking up or the business activity picking up, tell me, that is going to a movie a must, or is it an optional or a recreation? Now, if you answer that question and say it is recreation, a movie released on Friday called Dangal in 4 days has collected 125 crores in this country at the time of demonetization. Now, you tell me, is that cash crunch? Or if you say people bought online tickets, then aren't we moving to the digital part of the economy? Then what kind of cash crunch where a movie can collect 125 crores in 4 flat days?
Okay.
Will people not buy their bread and butter and go to the
well,
movie
probably it could have collected more if there was no demonetization.
No,
and on
it's
that
broken
note,
all records.
And on that note, we have to end the show. We'll pick up where we started. We'll start where we, you know, left off today on another day. Mohammed Khan, Mr. Sood, and Mr. Bharti, Sharad Kohli, thank you so much for joining us. That is all we have on current issues. We'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. Thank you.